Welcome everyone. Today is Tuesday, March 31st. My name is Astrid Kerniwan and I'm the Senior Market Access Analyst at Informa Pharma Intelligence. I'm guest starring on this Coronavirus TV as today's topic on remdesivir, lends towards market access and patient access. Gilead, the manufacturer of remdesivir, has recently announced the formation of a new expanded access program. The company has been working hard to transform its compassionate use program, which allowed individual use for the drug outside of clinical trials prior to launch, into an expanded use program, allowing hospitals and physicians to apply for emergency use while doing so for multiple severely ill patients at the same time. The intention here is to accelerate access to the drug as the company received overwhelming requests under the compassionate use program and already gave remdesivir to more than 1,000 COVID-19 patients under this compassionate use program. A little background for those of you unfamiliar with compassionate use: this is a program that allows for drugs that are not yet approved by the FDA to be used outside of clinical trials. It's a very restricted way that allows individual patients who can't participate in a clinical trial, perhaps because they live too far away from clinical trial sites, or who might be ineligible for other reasons, to try out for this unapproved treatment. Individuals have to apply directly through their physician, and the physician must contact the drug company and submit an application to the FDA, and then the FDA will assess and make a determination. Now, compassionate use works really well when there's only a limited number of requests, which happens normally, but the system won't be efficient for COVID-19. For now, Gilead's compassionate use program remains open only to pregnant women and children and adolescents under 18 years of age. The rest of critically ill patients with COVID-19 may be eligible to access remdesivir under the new expanded access program, where physicians and hospitals will be able to apply for the use of the drug for multiple patients at once. According to Gilead's CEO and chairman, Daniel O'Day, stated in his open letter that while it will take some time to build a network of active sites, this approach will ultimately accelerate emergency access for more people. And as of March 27th, initial sites in the US have been set up and running, and the company is expecting additional international sites will be set up soon. The Expanded Access Program represents an investment of time and resources on the front end, in hopes that we can expedite patient approvals once the program is set up. And while the individual applications have low regulatory burdens for manufacturers, there are more FDA regulations with the expanded access programs. For example, the FDA needs to know more information such as dosing, the duration of use, as well as safety data. However, once that is set up, physicians and hospitals may apply for multiple patients at once using a streamlined application process. And while currently, according to a recent Pink Sheet article, that the individual patient access requests are being fulfilled in about 72 hours, the expanded access program is expected to expedite this turnaround time as well. Additionally, while the data generated from the program isn't from clinical trial data with strict controls, it still could be helpful to understand the real-world evidence, especially in patients that may not be traditionally included in clinical trials. Expanded access programs also have greater probability of getting data back to Gilead, as they are set up much more like clinical trial with structured data collection forms, and that there is a clearly defined patient population. For the new expanded access program, they will accept COVID-19 positive patients that are hospitalized and require invasive mechanical ventilation. The patients must have adequate renal as well as liver function. Now, the data generated from expanded access programs have in the past been used as part of regulatory submission and/or for payers for reimbursement decisions, especially as the data will likely reflect this patient population than the ideal patients that usually make up the clinical trial patient population. We don't quite know yet whether or not remdesivir data from the expanded access program will be used for regulatory submission, but we think either way it will be very helpful for more clinical data to come in from real-world evidence. Thanks for listening, everyone.